everybody. I should have a recording for this one, in all likelihood. If my assumption that it's a disk space related issue is right, I cleared out quite a bit of that this morning. So hopefully there's a recording for this, at least for those of you who would want to see it. But I am just waiting on Jean-Michel here. It's just now the time to start, so we might be here for a little bit, but I figured I could go ahead and start the recording and talk a little bit. So I don't really have like an agenda to talk on, but had the win against recycled garbage in the last round, which was very, very good win for me, certainly. Very good player, had fortunate draws in several of those games, had unfortunate draws, but was able to lose quickly in a few games, and I think really only made fairly significant mistakes in a few of the games that I ended up winning, but not significant enough to lose those games. So, I know that Jean-Michel is a good player. Is one of the lower seeded players left in the tournament at this point, but has been in the higher levels of league. Is certainly would be considered a good Dominion player by any reasonable measure. So, I don't expect today's match to be as easy by any means, and just going to try my best to do what you normally do in Dominion and not make mistakes, make the right decisions, foresee the right decks, not miss interactions, those sorts of things. So. Because I don't have any splicing technology set up, although it's possible between the time I record this and the time I upload this that I will, but I'm not counting on that being the case. That there could be quite a few minutes of me talking here. I will timestamp the video with when this starts, so you can be able to skip there, hopefully, relatively easily. But in the meantime, I am going to sit here and just keep talking. I'll just run impromptu Dominion radio here or something like that. I don't really know what that means. I've been I implemented stockpile today in my simulator that has like 11 cards implemented if you don't count like copper and related cards. So that was exciting. I don't have any insights about stockpile yet, but I could. It'd of course be far faster for me to just run Geronimo's, but who wants to just run a simulator when you can try to make one? Anyways, I'm really interested in Masquerade stockpile money. Is sort of my current fascination, because that came up in the Tortuga match. And the transition from stockpiles into money, but more importantly, how it plays with other stuff. Because you really play monolithic money really, really rarely. Even in that Tortuga match, I mean, there was a really valid question of do you play with like some of the cantrip stuff, and maybe some of the other cards. But that one was sort of exceptional. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Okay, cool. You get to not hear me just ramble on about something that I don't really know anything about yet. But we'll get to do what we came here for. I think that this is all ready to go. Hopefully the server issues are minimal. And I get to go second first, which I think is actually kind of nice in a match like this. And I get to open Ratcatch or something, which is cool. So I won't have Star Chart, but as long as I don't bottom deck the 5, you got to be pretty thrilled about that. I might want to take Counterfeit, mostly because Enchantress is here. Also, Counterfeit's just a good opening card as well. Then I'll pick up a star chart as soon as possible. And then this is just going to be Cutthroat slamming with Capital City Barge stuff. Oh, we both have the 2/5. Okay. Well, good for both of us. Actually, I don't want to play this Necropolis, right? Because I want to advance it. So this is going to be Barge, probably. That's got to be better with the Counterfeit as the other side of that than like Cutthroat or Cap City. I mean, I can see the argument for Ronin because it doesn't miss. Yeah. That's the nice thing about Ronin. Okay, so I need to get an Enchantress now. Yeah, my Barge was probably a fairly large mistake. I can fix it with Star Chart. But the Star Chart now isn't going to help me at all because I mean, the only way I'm going to do anything in this game is if Barge is in this next hand. So I can buy Barge, draw with it. In that case, I mean, I don't really need a silver because I have a Counterfeit. I'm going to have 7 cards in that shuffle, so it's going to be 2 out of 7 to draw the Enchantress dead. Otherwise, I'm going to be quite happy to have the Enchantress. Let's do it. I'm behind. Need things to roll well. Let's go ahead and do it this way. If I do draw the Enchantress dead, I may be suffering the same fate. But okay, I just draw it correctly, as one should, if one is good at Dominion. Okay, do I want the Ronin now? No, right, not at all. I want Ratcatcher or Cap City. Because I really would like to trash the junk. And I need a village, and I'm going to have a big hand that will have Cap City Barge in it. If fortune smiles upon me. Which I've already made it clear is going to be the plan. Going to be the plan here. I probably just want another Enchantress here. That's a really nice turn. 10 is a very nice number to hit. 10 is an outstanding number to hit. 10 and 2 buys sure is a lot better than 3. Gosh, I should have bought Ronin. Okay, this is... I think it really is just Enchantress. I mean, it does not even forcing a dud over there. But otherwise, I'm not really drawing. So I need to at least give myself a chance to draw. I mean, this is looking quite lost. Yeah, I mean, with Cap City and everything, me not buying Ronin was just a disastrous move. This is actually resignable. The good news is I made that disastrous move at least while I wasn't first player, so it's not quite as damaging as it would have been if I had done it the other way around. Yeah, that works. That's a good card. All right. Yeah, not seeing my rat catcher until now is unfortunate. I believe it made sense to do it that way for what I need to be trying to do. All right. So I can take Cutthroat Ratcatcher, and the only way that I win this is if I keep up on payload, get thinner, um, and like have Cap City not be in Jean-Michel's opening hand like an absurd amount of times in a row. Um, so yeah, we'll do it that way. It's a pretty nice hand to discard at least. That's when you know you're in not great condition. All right, so now you have four Cap Cities. Are they all bottom decked? And you had to use your Ronin early. That was kind of interesting. This is still going to be a like everything that needs to happen turn. With a pigged Ronin, so that's yeah. I don't know if concerning is the right word, but it certainly makes it look like I don't have much of a shot at this point. It's not a tremendously huge number now. Doubloons would be weirdly really good here. And this just has to be. I don't really know why you're buying gold. I would. I mean, I guess you're sort of out of stuff to counterfeit trash. Maybe. Are you really that trashed? Um, think it makes sense to discard draw here still. Don't think there's any reason that wouldn't be the case. I just need to take cards. Um, and yeah, I mean I'm toast. But at least I can just leave that counterfeit down. Um, and maybe I can buy a Ronin now. I mean, the issue is that I need more villages, so I should just buy a Cap City, even though there's no way that I'm drawing. Uh, well, yeah. I mean, I should have advanced. I should have advanced that Enchantress to a Ronin. It's just me playing quickly because I don't think I have a real shot here. Um, Although our decks would have been not extremely dissimilar. That's not true. I mean, there's twice the village. The loot's well head started. The village is, um, reliability. The draws reliability. There are buys galore. Like there's not like a misplay option. Is what I'm saying. So I'll just wait, maybe like another turn or two here, and then just resign this one, get on to the next. Double province is a little bit surprising, but also like totally fine. I don't know that copper pie is really necessary, but look what I can do. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. That's Yeah. That the not buying Ronin thing early was a huge mistake, and then um, I didn't do anything to make up for it. I don't know if I could have. Um, So stop randomizing, and all right. Okay. Well, enhance looks quite enticing. I can't do it right now, but I'll be doing it soon. Um, and then what do you pair it with? Probably just shaman. Um, Captain's like really quite good. I don't know that you can afford to um, not take the shaman really in the open because you need to get the estates tennised a little bit. Um, so I think it's just going to be shaman enhance for lackeys here in the open. Blockade looks fairly nice as well. I guess where we're going is you want to be sort of thinned and you're doing the city quarter thing, and the payload is kind of questionable. Um, like Moneylender for a little bit, and then Moneylender will last for a little bit, like Captain Moneylenders. Um, Maybe even a real one or two, although they don't seem that exciting. Okay, let's just open Shaman, and then we'll enhance for lackeys. Um, I think I might really just want a silver. I could also just take another lackeys. Um, do I want more lackeys? I don't really think I'm gonna have huge terminal space issues. Although the city quarters are not going to come in for quite some time. So I'm going to take a silver. I think it's the best way for me to reach captain, or at least spices, which will then lead to captain. Well, this gets me spices. Um, I could also do an enhance now, although I really just want to force the estate pickup over there. So I'm just going to take the spices now. That gets me the captain here. And captain's really good. Like, really, really good. And now I get like another captain, and that's it. But I get another captain. I could also take Canal. Um, just take copper here. The nice thing about Canal is it does let me play captains for libraries. Um, but that's like a while away from seeming cool. I think just more captain is gonna be my way to go until we're quite a bit thinner here. I'm gonna go ahead and use up a villager here. Marquis is interesting. I mean, that does do some work. Um, but I don't know exactly how much. I think this is probably just enhanced time here. This is not a fantastic draw. Marquis, yeah, Marquis is very good. But it does have this issue where now, like, you need to add city quarter. Into this deck that isn't really ready for it. I mean, maybe it's gonna be fine. Um, I think I might just moneylender here. Um, Captain as library is could be quite good. Um, yeah, let's prepare to be able to do that, even though I'm not going to be doing it right away here, it looks like. That's a lot of lackeys to have. You can't trash them. Like, that's just not an option. If you have your city quarters line up correctly, I clearly need to draw on here. Um, and then this is probably just kill a state by marquee. Um, yeah, and then I'll be able to use captain, kill something, use it as shaman, use it as a village, uh, draw up. Um, I could like enhance and take another captain. I mean, does the marquee really help me that much? It's a question I should ask. Um, I could enhance and take a marquee. Um, the issue is that I like the silver is kind of reasonable payload in my deck actually. But I do need to add the city quarters um, before too long, and the third buy would be really nice with canal. So let's well, I can't enhance the silver, right? Because that's not how cost work. So let's just buy a marquee. I don't feel like I'm playing particularly well. Um, I do think there is going to be this bit of a village problem over there in time, potentially. Um, because you have to use one at the starts of your turns like pretty consistently, and at some point you just got like a bunch of lackeys that you can't play, and you can't get more villagers. I mean, you can take captain and play captain as shaman. So there is a way to play around it, right? But we're just trying to really do the same thing from here. I'm gonna draw everything on my turn. Okay, that's I think good over there to take the captain. Um, and yeah, this is definitely how we're gonna do this. Skip our lackeys. Yeah, keep the marquee. Just do it this way. All right. Um, so this sort of works a little bit. um, what do I want to add? I probably do want a city quarter. Um, and then maybe another captain. Maybe two captains. Because really just adding captains is going to be kind of the ticket. So see. I'm just gonna do two captains and a city quarter, and then use captain. I can like use captain as moneylender next turn in ideal circumstances. Um, and also just have this village in the deck. Okay, so there's not a draw there this turn, so that's very good news for me. Um, this will surely be a shaman play initially here. And I'm going to go ahead and use the library play first because this. I think the way this is going to work is I'm going to do city quarter, then I'm going to play captain, captain, and then marquee, and then that's going to draw everything. The issue with that might be that I need to play marquee after one of my captains, but I think that's fine because I need to play one of the captains as a non-terminal anyways, i.e. shaman. Okay, well, I get the good roll. I think this is going to draw me everything still. What do I have in the discard? Why do I just have the one card in the discard, right? So I'm going to be drawing, just need to draw 4, and that's, the 2 lackeys, the spices, and the silver. Pretty sure I have a clean discard. Well, we're going to play as if I do. I really do want this extra money. And I'm not going to use up this villager. All right. Maybe just another captain. Gosh, the duration balance team is going to love the captain. But is that the play here? I think it probably is. Because then you just never miss. Or in all likelihood, you don't miss. I can get these coppers out, and then I'm just like, what, buying gold? I could also take like blockade silver and just add like a real library. Or like add a lackeys. Unless Jean-Michel just wants to keep adding lackeys, which seems pretty aggressive. And I can like blockade duchies at the end and stuff. And I need more payload. Yeah, duration balance be darned. Gonna have a turn next turn, just fine, and we'll get ready to correct with some villagers, I guess. Plan to get one of these lackeys, and I can take a curse. So I get to play mostly the stuff over there without having to spend villagers. But I don't know really what the payload plan is that much. I mean, you have your moneylender and your spices. Which I guess works when you're kind of not very trashed here as well, right? But you get to do at least one of those per turn always here. My hope to some extent is for before the deck comes together over there, just continuing to have to use these villagers up. Um, I also should be hitting a decent number on my turn. Um, yeah, what do I actually want these captains to be? Uh, I do kind of want one of them to be draw, but that's largely counterproductive. Because I think what I really want to do is just play like shaman, and then play one of them as library, and then that will allow me to play this marquee to draw, find my city quarter, play the city quarter, draw everything, be able to play captain as moneylender, play blockade, and then that way I don't even need to take lackeys, although um, I very well might take that lackeys. Um, yeah, and in fact, I will almost definitely take that lackeys, but probably not. Well, maybe not. We'll see um, what the plan is once I draw everything. But that's going to be how I draw everything. All right, I can even do it this way, although I think marquee first is going to be the way to do it. I don't want to get stuff out of hand first. Maybe just the blockade. Probably not. Um, Probably just play marquee first, straight up. It's going to be the what we're doing. No reason not to just play the city quarter. Play the moneylender. Okay, so now we're gonna have like plenty of money. Um, Still have 3 coppers going into next turn. That seems like plenty to me. So I think I'm just gonna take lackeys, and then this is gonna be maybe like spices. Spices marquee province. Is it worth taking province now? Does that do me any? Um, I guess I should have. I didn't realize I had 3 buys. I want to gain like a spices with my blockade, right? And then use a buy. Um, on lackeys to start out. Okay, so that's a starting point. This is maybe just time to take like marquee province. Then I'll get my captains down. Then I'll be able to take like captains in provinces. Um, yeah, I think just province and marquee are the like best cards to help me win this game from this state. And I think what I did with the blockade was almost certainly the correct thing to have done. Um, so I believe I am going to um, just play my captain as shaman here at the start. Plan to hang on to these villagers, I suppose. I mean, there's definitely something to be said for moneylender, but I think 2 money is just going to be less important than keeping the villager. And then if you get this lackeys based hand late on, you can still be just fine, which is the sort of the dud case. There may not be a late on enough where it really becomes too much of a practical issue. I imagine this is just going to be province over there now. And then maybe other stuff. I mean, I'll definitely want like blockade and captain and stuff on my turn. Although I'll have a blockade coming in terms of playing one. I mean, on my following turn. Definitely a thing to look at though, and the taking the curse again is really just not too much of an issue. Shouldn't be. All right. Um. Yeah, I can get greedy with money lenders later. No reason to do that now. Um, and now we're gonna go ahead and do the library. Um, I don't need to keep this marquee. I just wanted to find that. Now we do it this way. All right. I don't think there's really anything clever for me to do from here. 4 buys is probably plenty. Just like play the shaman, play the captains. Um, okay, so I really do want more captain. Although we're getting to the point where it's becoming of relatively questionable value. Blockade is of course nice because like you can blockade duchy. It would be kind of nice to just play like 2 blockades, like double blockade duchy. Um, so maybe I take like blockade captain province here. Probably don't take a copper, although maybe it's just fine. Um, but like blockade captain province puts me in a good spot, I think. Um, there might be an argument for just like green really hard. Um, but I think that's gonna get really dodgy. If I mean the blockade stuff is just a bunch of points. Um, all right, so now let's think. I think city quarter is crazy. Silver seems dodgy. I think copper's probably like the realistic option. Shaman seems bad, really. Yeah, it's can help with city quarter, but like that's not how I'm getting my reliability. Um, Copper, at least if I have one of them in hand, I can make use of that. And then at the end, I'll just, trash the copper or use it to buy more stuff. Um, all right, I'm just going to take the copper. And this is good. Good starting hand. Surely. Oh, this is spices? Interesting. I'm going to start on the duchies. It is nice to get the coffers, of course. But if I take like two duchies and two provinces next turn, I guess I'll see. And then like but the big point is, uh, make the duchies worth like nothing. I mean, maybe if you double here, that probably makes that unwise for me to do. But like, how many points are actually really available if you double here and then I double back? I think I use a villager here. Um, Although maybe that's nonsense. It's probably nonsense. Yeah, I don't need to use a villager. I don't have enough stuff in deck. I don't think. I think I'll just be able to library draw, use the city quarter. But we'll see where we are. We'll do the stuff we know we're doing. Um, yeah, I would not like to put any of those in the trash. Thank you. Um, I'll go ahead and take my copper now, and now I'll play the library. Do I want the shaman? Yeah. All right. Do I just play the city quarter now? I think that's probably gonna be best. Um, if I play, well, I could play the marquee first, right? That's gotta be better, especially with another marquee down there. I'm gonna run out of actions at some point, but I should feel free to use these villagers. And maybe I just take like a bunch of duchies on my turn. Can triple happen over there? If you take, I think triple could happen over there. Um, it's kind of a lot to ask, but if you blockaded another spices, I mean, last turn was what, 13? So it would take, I mean, it's going to be 15. You should get to 17. If you moneylendered more stuff, because you only did one moneylender, right? So if you like Captain Moneylender, you could get to 20 maybe. I mean, that's really squeezing it to find a way to 21. Maybe with enhance, you could like enhance a marquee out. Well, I should certainly be looking at that, right? Because you can like enhance these marquees and these captains. Um, I wonder if there's even like a win line for me doing that. The issue is that the marquees are some of my buy, so I think I need to play. If I play like one marquee, then I play the city quarter, draw captains and marquees, hit 7. Well, I need to hit much more than 7. Um, but I can still do like a bunch of competitive stuff. I think that's okay. Anyways, that's gonna be the plan. I need to play one of these marquees. And now I play the city quarter. Okay. Um, so I almost certainly shaman this curse. Um, and now I can just try to max out points and enhance these 5 costs to provinces. I mean, there's got to be no reason I do anything other than that. Which I guess means I also should play this lackeys first, because I'm just going to try to like win right now by virtue of taking like, virtually all the points. Um, so let's just go ahead. I mean, it was provinces, but I don't want those on top anyway. Um, so, well, if I take spices here, does that actually help me win if I need to do that? So, right, the duchies don't actually matter if I'm just winning. Um, so, in order to win, I need the 7 from the province by plus another 9. So, I need 7 plus 9, which is going to be 16. And I have 7, 8, 12, 16 before doing any spices stuff. So there's no reason for me not to just take spices here, win very easily. Right? 4 buys, everything I need. All right. I didn't pick up on the enhanced stuff necessarily. I didn't. I picked it up in time. I don't know if I picked it up as early as I'd like to think that I would pick that up as being what I wanted to do in the end game. But I got there by the time that the last turn was there at least, so that's what counts. Um, all right, this is looking like blockade is good, but not extremely. City Gate looks um, almost completely marginal. Helpful in the open, maybe. Architects with Bobble is pretty good, especially with Swap here. Although, like, the other stuff is just fine. I guess the only real draw here, right, is Lab. So the fight should be for those. The supplies pile is also going to be of some importance. I doubt you get thin enough to really like play with treasure trove um, too fast. I'm just gonna take blockade. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna take blockade out of the open. Um, you could pair it with City Gate. Um, the issue with that is that supplies is the competition. The nice thing about City Gate is that your blockade's not gonna miss. Um, the nice thing about supplies is you have the supplies. Um, hmm. I think City Gate does little enough quickly enough that I'm gonna take the supplies. Oh, this is a nice 5 hit. I think I'll probably just take a lab at this point. Um, I assume this is a hideout. I sure don't want it to be a hideout. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a hideout. Um, I mean, supplies is a good card. Um, it's not the end all be all. Um, it's not a terrible thing to be blockading it, considering. I mean, especially if you know I have two here. But I think this is just a bobble take, and then that's ultimately going to be able to lead to more supplies. That's a pretty clear decision, I think, to take the bobble over the supplies with the curse. This has got to be just hovel trash. There's no victory buying in my near future. Okay. Maybe just buy coin here and take two supplies. Um, that seems fine to me. I could see maybe the argument for something like a blockade, but this is pretty nice for me to hit 5 here. I don't really know what the swap is doing for you early. Um, like there's a point where the swap, like you're able to get some extra actions. Treasure trove, eh? Um, I don't think this is a treasure trove board before you have control. Wait, that works? Am I really that bad at the rules? I really am. So you can return non-supply cards. Interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know how I didn't know that. I have to imagine that it's been done to me before. Um, the good thing is that it doesn't put me in a completely untenable spot. Um, okay, this is probably just take more blockade. Um, and then take one of these swaps. Um, Probably favor top deck, right? And then I'll take a swap, put that right on top. Um, and now I'll take an Architect's Guild. Um, do I just want more supplies? Because supplies are like labs and training. I could also take farmhands and keep this Necro out. That doesn't seem um, hugely enticing. I could take a hideout as well. I could kind of use being more trashed. Yeah, let's do that. Um, so missing the swap thing was bad, but what's good is that I'm going to have like significantly more deck control. Um, oh, I didn't mean to play. I just auto played that horse. um, okay. Well, can't win them all. Um, this is still a good turn. I might just want more blockade. Although supplies is kind of seeming quite nice to me as well. The bauble is potentially quite useful because then I can get up to 2 favors, and now I'm able to gain extra stuff. I can even take like uh, gold lab as like a way if I need to, or like I can take even like gold bandit camp if I really need to. So let's do that. Um, and then this will be like buy top deck if I can click top deck. And then I'll be putting swap on top. And then I'll just take a supplies, and I'm not going to put that on top. And here I have multiple opportunities to remember to play my cards in the correct order. It was a fairly bad mistake there to not have the extra hideout in the deck. And just draw 1 card less there. I mean, I'd be a supplies down, but I'd be a card thinner. That's fine. Like, I don't really care about the supplies pile that much. I mean, it is nice here to have them, but 4 is completely fine if you have more draw. I wonder if bandit camp's better than gold. I don't know that that's a practical question here, but all right, just goes ahead and takes province. I mean, I don't think that's really that concerning. You can't return necro, right? Like, there's no necro pile. The concerning thing to a point is that I'm not drawing right now. But I could take a province back and take just like top decking favor and then like favor, who cares? I don't really want other stuff. I could also take like top decking coin, buy coin, put 2 swaps on top. But then I'm in a significantly less good draw spot. I could also just take like 2 labs on top. I sure am carrying a lot of coppers. It sure would be nice if I had more hideouts. And I sure am to blame for that. I think I have quite a decent bit of draw down there. But I think I'm just going to put a swap on there, and then I think that makes Jean-Michel go like buy the laboratories if you want to take the laboratories, if you even can, or like you can swap into one of them, buy the other one, but then you're not doing anything else with your turn. I wouldn't imagine, although maybe that's not true. Would it be worth it for me just to take 2 labs? I'm gonna say no. Um, um, and maybe there's an argument for I should have just taken a lab there, but this is not a turn, so I like what I did. I think it's time for me to correct my not having more trashing, or should this just be blockade? Or something else like a bobble? It's quite late to trash. Am I just buying like duchy here? That doesn't seem good. um, let's maybe try and have a deck a little bit more. I am going to be drawing around more. Um, so let's take favor top deck and just put. I'm just gonna put a bandit camp on top. Um, and try to green out from here better. This is a good turn. It's probably hitting like 13. Maybe more. Does it have a bobble in it? That significantly changes how good the hand is. Does have a bobble, but just hitting 8. Right, that's not particularly scary. I would like to find labs. I don't think this necropolis is necessary at all. Do I actually want to swap anything here? I don't know that blockade's doing me a ton at this point. It might be better off as like an N. But I don't know if I need to do that right now. Although actually, sounds pretty sweet. Let's do it because I'm going to be able to do this. And yeah, let's just draw all this stuff. Do I want to put the bandit camp spoils into there? I think I do, because I'm not going to be filtering through with the extra draw, but I am going to be getting through this. Okay. So yeah, just do it this way. Probably say yes to trashing. And then I'm going to be like putting an in on top. Meaning like keep this hideout. And do stuff like this. Okay. So this is probably province duchy with an in on top. That seems pretty good to me. Buy coin, favor, top deck. Well, I don't even need the top deck the in, really, do I? Because it'll do that for me. I do understand the in rules correctly, right? Yeah, okay. I've been doing that for long enough. All right, buy coin, favor top deck. favor. Oh no, this should just be. Oh no, that should not have been buy coin. That was a mistake, but an undoable one. This should be favor coin, and then the next one should be favor buy. Because I'm going to be doing it like this. Architect's Guild to gain the in. Just put the in on top. And then buy a duchy. I don't expect this turn to be very big. Well, this should be an in, right? You can do all that. So maybe it actually will be quite good. Maybe I sort of underestimated the amount of draw reliability here in some ways. What that would mean is that the Trove is decent. I still think the Trove was certainly early over there. And I have not gotten my act together quickly enough over here. Like this should be super fast board, and it's been not super fast. But it's pretty good here at the end. Idea for me is that I'm going to be swapping my hideouts into bandit camps. And then should be able to have pretty big turns back, like doubling should be within reach for me. All right, I'll be right back. All right, blockaded. Set aside stuff and just bought 2 provinces. Okay, so I just need a double. Might be easier said than done. I don't know if I have overdraw. Which is fairly necessary with this whole just double plan. Well, I'm certainly not playing the blockade. Like, I'm also not playing the hideout, right? Not at all. No way. Let's play swap first. I think one of these is going to become an in. I would like to find more labs. I think I just need to like keep taking bandit camps. And well, maybe at this point the bandit camp should actually be an in. I think I have no chance of making it through, I think, without. Okay, well now I can get to the shuffle. And then this is certainly going to be an in here. Did I get there? I don't think I did. I think that was... Oh, man. I maybe misplayed by swapping stuff too early, maybe taking too many bandit camps, not enough ends. But I don't think, I mean, I think it was always on edge. Um, well, I'm not taking a province. I just need your hand to be like completely awful, and it's not going to be. Um, I don't have like two gambles isn't gonna win, right? No. Um, maybe I don't play the spoils. Um, although then I don't hit. Well, if I don't play the spoils, I can just hit 10 and take two duchies. So buy coin, coin favor, and then I'll just take like a blockade because that can be point off the. And it can also be turned into an N. Yeah, no reason not to just go ahead and do this. Now I could take a hideout or like another bauble. Could also just take silver. I'll take the blockade. I think I need like multiple turns of madness to happen. So I'll start that way. I don't think it's happening. I mean, that deck is good enough, and I didn't take nearly enough labs. Although if it just takes a province there, there becomes some speculation about whether this is going to be good enough. I think in first here seems pretty clear. In case I need to swap and in some more. And I need to draw anyways. Yeah, okay. This seems fine. All right, now I probably play Bandit Camp first. I would love to find more labs, as many of those as possible. This is quite a bit of money already. That's nice. How much do I have? I have 12. I need more than 12. I need well, 13. 13 with the blockade plate does it. But I'm discarding down to 11 here. I don't think there's any real reason to not do that. Okay. Probably discard swap copper here. I mean, at some point my hand size just continues deteriorating. But I need to find labs. Okay, this bandit camp can become an N, I think. Should it be the bandit camp or a swap? Probably bandit camp. I don't think I have any plans to draw back around. I'm just trying to hit 13 with my dear life. And I can put this swap back in. I don't know how much good that's going to do me. Maybe I play swap first now. That feels right to me. Okay. Bandit camp first now. Okay, well this is a lot. I think this is gonna do it. Maybe. No, it's one short, right? But I can tie. Uh, yeah, let's tie. Yep, okay. One and a half each. I think we might need a new table. All right, this all seems to me like it should be where we need to be. Don't want to randomize. I'm going first. And I'll be back here in a moment's time. All right. Okay, growth is here. Interesting. All right, so we're tied up one and a half each. Be nice to play a lot cleaner here in the second half. I played a very sloppy first half of this match, but I have a chance here to get through it, so would be nice to not be having to win a second player here in the next game. Okay, this one you're drawing with werewolf, really. Maybe a bit of nobles. Treasurer looks pretty good. I guess River Shrine's gonna be what you open, even though you're gaining like Walled Village with it. And then you're probably just doing like, you might even do like a horde. There's sort of like horde craziness here right at the end. It's just gain a cheaper card when you gain a treasure, so you can do bunches of gains off your hordes. So what that means is get the engine going ASAP. What that means is open River Shrine, certainly. Could get greedy and pair it with a silver. Which I think because of the presence of vampire, I'm going to attempt to do. So now it would have been nice to take a wishing well, but I couldn't have known that. And I'm just going to get started on the Walled Village. This will be a wishing well. That will just never miss, of course. It's going to miss plenty. Do I wish for an estate here? It probably makes more sense for me just to try and clear a copper off the top of the deck, although it'd be kind of sweet to get the estate. Um, I think drawing my stuff makes more sense. Probably vampire first, even though I have uh, terminal space. So what am I doing with that terminal space? Not doing anything better than gaining a 5 right now. And if I can trash while I'm doing stuff, that's of course very nice. Takes chi, that's alright. I suppose I go for the vampire here. Um, cool. It's got to be just keep trashing, right? And I'm going to be super, super thin. Is there any chance I just trash 1 here? Yeah, River Shrine Vampire works. Um, well, let's trash 2 and take a treasure is sort of more probably the thing, and I just want to get on with this growth stuff if I can. And I might take a wishing well at this point. It's probably better than another village. I don't really need the village right now. I might regret that, but it sure would be nice to like draw this turn, for example. I mean, if you get like Horde Nobles, like that's like kind of almost that's almost good right there, really, right? So I might be ready to like add Horde. Um, Probably 2 turns from now is going to be the issue. It's not going to be really this next turn. I feel pretty behind because I don't have draw. I don't really know how the turns are working so well over there. I mean, you have werewolves, but I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have taken a werewolf. Um, do I just wish for treasure here? If I wish for copper, I don't have that much copper. Um, but copper would be the nicest thing for me to get, sort of, because I could just buy werewolf and trash an estate. I could also try and find the bat. Um, Might be the best like long-term way for me to get back in. Walled village is the most likely thing for me to have, but that just gets me a walled village. Um, I'm gonna go for the bat. Okay, that's a reasonable thing to not let me have. Um, I guess I'm just trashing 2, taking. Gee, I don't know. Um, Trader would be kind of crazy for me to take. Um, I don't really want to trash 2, but I also still don't have any draw on the deck. This is a disaster. And it's battlefields here too. Like I'm in awful shape. I guess I'm just gonna take Walled Village. Could I take Wishing Well and just hope that that somehow works out draw wise? I don't. The Wishing Wells are. It's an unrealistic thing for me to think that that's gonna work. Yeah, this is Is yeah. Look how good that is. Um, I guess try and find my shrine. Well, I don't. It doesn't actually help me. Let's try and take well if I can. Um, well, there's walled village there. I don't really want it. Otherwise, it's a copper, or no, it's a shrine. Probably want to take the shrine off top now, just to take it off the top, and maybe trash. Do I take key back? I don't know that that's gonna really influence anything, but I there's no reason for me not to, right? So, um, I just buy hoard here, which means I leave one copper. Um, and this is just going to be a werewolf, obviously. All right, maybe I hit you with like diluted or something, and that will like, diluted and envious with one vampire on the same turn. Maybe that would work. It's also not impossible that you don't draw over there, right? That's what's happened here. You do get what you need. Um, let's try and find my draw. Well, okay, cool. Um, I'm definitely keeping this copper and just doing this. Um, this is certainly needs to be a werewolf, right? And then the vampire. Okay, that's a good hit. Um, and this just needs to be a duchy, right? We're at that point of life. So this isn't a terrible spot to be in now. That was a good locus. And the walled village is fine, but I think the draw is going to be more critical over there. You can. Oh yeah, growth works for like anything. I kind of forget about that. I'm not very good with new cards, and well, I'm not very good with the old cards either. Doesn't matter what this is, right? There's no gain in play. I don't want to leave it on top. Well, maybe I do. Um, I mean, this is a hopeless situation. Ivy, it's okay. I'm certain. So I can get another duchy that can't be gotten over there. Is this a dud? It very much is. Do you take a state here? Or duchy, just another duchy, right? I suppose no reason not to play werewolf first. Um, I guess I wish for walled village here. Doesn't super matter. I do want the vampire most of all, But if it is the vampire, um, then that's fine. I could also wish for a stop card like Treasurer. Um, that seems kind of best to do while I have two. Okay. Now let's wish for Treasurer again. Okay, it's Duchy. Um, that's a bummer. um, but it should be okay-ish. Because I think I should still be able to get the last Duchy. Well, not like this. Yeah, issue is that my deck is very far from dud proof as well. I could easily see that my wishes last turn were pretty bad. But I'm going to be able to take Duchy, and maybe this will do something. That seems like maybe something. And maybe we'll get some duds. That sure doesn't look like a dud. That's sure not a dud. And this has got to just be points. I mean, there's no way my path back from that is brutal. Nobles? I think I'm just doing a province against that. Just say do it twice. So let's wish for like green cards, I guess. Yeah, like I'll wish for like province. Just keep wishing for province. Maybe I should have actually just left a walled village on top. Rather than keep playing there. Do you have 9 or 8? Do you have 8? You very well might not. You do not. Okay, well, do I? Do I? I do. Wow. I very much, I think, should have left that walled village on top. But I very much am not paid, or I'm not made to pay. Wow. Okay, that was very fortunate at the end. But that's what I always needed from that midpoint in that game. I needed some fortune. Okay. So I need to win this one or a random start. This looks like very open, paired with Hermit, maybe. You have a distinct lack of village, which makes Alliance look like a pretty good outcome for a turn. You might buy Ferry a couple times here. Start out with just some barges and then add some bakers. Try to actually play a fairly thin deck here, but don't get overly obsessed with consistency because you're going to be pretty limited on what you want to do. But there's quite a lot you can really do here in this open. I think I do like the idea of just saving the token and like putting Ferry on barges and getting a bunch of those. Um, Maybe like three. And then get some madmen, get some foragers, switch the ferry to Baker. Um, and I'd rather play a barge than a militia. So it'd be nice to get militiaed on. Next turn would probably be okay, but um, I'll have to use a coffer up to buy a barge, so that's not ideal. Do I just up for a baker right now? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Well, sometimes you open Hermit nothing and the Hermit sits on bottom. Such is life. Um, just take another barge. Well, this can't be going any worse. Oh man, you remember how I opened what I did? Well, here it all is. And I won't be seeing it for quite some time. And the reason to buy another barge is in case barge, shows up and you're open with Hermit, you got another barge. Um, okay. This is going to be just to pass clearly. This will be move ferry token to Baker. And then I guess I'll stop whining and try and find a way back in. Oh boy, this isn't it. Well, at least my Madman hand didn't get militiaed. I was kind of this deck is so terribly dependent on um, playing your Hermit early and often. It really, really, really very much is. So I can't even afford to do anything here. But there's no way I want to just draw there, I don't think. And at long last, I'll be able to do something here. And then hopefully, barge is just going to be that much better of a terminal. Well, we gotta turn one of these. So this is what, 3 bakers? Just take 2 more bakers here and next turn this, right? Boy, it's nice to have the menageries work here. I should probably take menagerie. Although even for me, they're pretty dodgy to get working. You have lots of bakers and lots of coppers. Yeah, sure, that's good. Okay, good. I do find a barge here. Yeah, it's gotta be this. time for me to do that. That's not a great turn. This will be next turn. I think I just want to keep alliancing. Yes, I do want to trigger this shuffle. It has 2 barges in it. I guess I just take Province here, use up the coffers. Is that really... Okay. Guess I should have some menageries. I give it the Madman play. That's really good. So I'm going to get militiaed here. I kind of like seeing that barge go this turn, because this was already going to be kind of everything. I mean, maybe you needed it to play a few more bakers. But if that's the case, I like that that's how that happened. The issue for me is that you're going to be able to hit a humongous number here. Maybe I should have kept tried much harder to keep a Madman around. Although I don't know. I wasn't thinking that this would be all that you'd be able to menagerie into one. Although maybe with barge and stuff. And the alliances, I can easily see angling into that. But you have to take a turn off just to do that. So it's kind of helpful if you're going to do that, if you don't, bottom deck your open and then triple slide your terminals on the next shuffle. That's kind of, worst case scenario. So this could just be 2 alliances. I don't know if that's, you can think that you can do that over there. I don't have a barge down. Okay, well that seems pretty sufficiently. I just kind of need to take a duchy here. I don't know how I'm going to get back in this. I need sort of perfect draws in the game to last longer than... I mean, this has to... I can't not play a barge. Even if it's a desperation draw. Is there any combination of cards? I kind of needed to not see this right now. I don't, it's not 3 golds, right? It would need to be, well, it would need to be gold, silver, copper. It's not gold, silver, copper down there. So I guess I just next turn this, buy an estate. But meanwhile, if the duchy's bought over there, I have to draw here. Yeah. Well, I can at least buy duchy estate now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I could have done much different there. I'm sure there were maybe some strategic things that I could have done differently, but that was a brutal, brutal opening. So game 7. I get to start. Nice. This looks fun. Um, wow. Probably open black market grotto. Um, you, I could see getting into junk dealers even though you have grotto. You need villages out of the black market, so that's got to be a priority. What does Labyrinth do? Gain a second card. Yeah. So that makes you think, oh, maybe you want Craftsman or Ironworks. Um, but those give you junk dealers. Maybe you get a minion stack going. I mean, minion black market is quite good. But I think you can come back for that stuff. And the labyrinth points here, I don't think are going to determine the game. So I'm going to open black market grotto, even though craftsman junk dealer has got to be like competitive with that. I sure would like to see my stuff. I might just take craftsman now. Okay, good. I do see my stuff. I think I'm setting aside 3 here, playing black market and just buying grotto. And hoping that I can find my next grotto. Okay. Well, we wouldn't want it to be easy, would we? Options are, I can take a Guardian. Guardian's not like a big issue in any way here, really. And by take a Guardian, I mean I can play this Craftsman, take a minion. Because I kind of do just want to play minion stack here at the end of the day. Although maybe junk dealer is more prudent in the immediate environment. So I'm going to do that and just take a Guardian now. Okay. Here's both my grottos. So grotto is not behaving. And seeing it alongside black market as well is of course also kind of annoying. Okay, take a daimyo. Sure. Do I set aside 3 here? Buy like another black market, I guess. I think I got to try and get through stuff. Yeah, of course my Guardian doesn't do anything, but the good news is there's no village still over there. I should be finding my craftsman here with quite a bit of money. Oh, come on. Well, this will just be a minion. I mean, there is a village over there in Daimyo, right? This is fairly frustrating. Cause like what? Okay, now you get free lab. Now you get a village, another village. I'm. What am I to have done? Is the question I would like to pose. I don't. Nothing in these last 2 games, I don't think, or at least nothing. Nothing super obvious, or at least I'll keep backing off my statements. At least The most obvious things that have gone poorly were not of my construction, at least as is apparent to me. This just take Mining Village. Like you could take Farrier. Farrier's a good card, but like take Mining Village and kick my butt. Um, because I'm gonna draw something here, probably another terminal, um, and or maybe a grotto that will, yes. Okay. What did I say? Here's the grotto. It's gonna knock me out of the village range for whatever village I flip here. Um, I don't have any interest in a 4 cost if I don't flip anything with the black market. And I sure would like to get the grotto thing going at some point today. Um, but there's a very high chance I flip a 4 cost village, and I. Okay. Um, what do I do? I take sewers maybe? Uh, take a guardian now? Let's take a guardian, I guess, so I don't get like completely slammed with curses. But I still have nothing going on my turns, and this is, unless I flip a something here, I have nothing. If I can find minion, that'd be great, right? Okay, get something of a dud here, but that's going to be sort of it for duds over there. Okay, it would be, of course, too much to ask for me to find anything. Do I just take more Guardian? Do I take another Grotto? Uh, maybe I just take another Grotto because I just have to find one prior to one of these minion plays, and maybe even two would be. I got a lot of junk here. I mean, this is yeah. Like, what am I even doing? Like, this is imminently resignable. Sure, take a souk. All right. Doesn't really matter what I set aside here. So we look at that turn. Look how good that was. That's like as good as my turns get. And meanwhile, there's like Daimyo experiment going on over there. Uh, this is just Daimyo Farrier with a witch play. Yeah, okay. GG's. I could find Outpost and stuff. It wouldn't matter. Um, yeah. Made mistakes in game that I lost the first one by not buying Ronin. Made maybe some mistakes in the tie, although that seems about as good as I could be doing. Um, I don't, got way behind in that second to last one. In that last one, yeah, I don't really know. I don't think there's too much I could have done with those black market flips, and maybe I could have like not opened Grotto to try and do that, but I don't think that was right. So, anyways, that's the tournament. All runs end in that happening except for one of us. So that's it for me this year. Thanks for listening, and I'll see y'all.